Welcome to this edition of FYI. Eli in the studio. I have four very special guests today. I have JC and Jace Pico, and they are here along with Kevin and TJ to share with our listeners in New Mexico as well as in southern Colorado about the TrinAcoustic performance this weekend at Trinidad State College Masari Performing Arts Center. Gentlemen, welcome back to KCRT in this edition of FYI.
Thanks for having us, Eli.
It's a pleasure to have you guys back in the studio again. And like I mentioned before the interview, every time you guys have played, it's been a total sellout. What do you attribute this unique style of performance to, JC?
Well, I'm going to say that we're taking a genre, a progressive metal genre, and we're putting it in an acoustic setting. And the fact that we have, 8 people in the band that playing all these other different projects too, and it really draws the people to come in and see something that they don't usually get to see.
Yes, sir. Well, guys, TJ, Kevin, Jace, turn back the clock, if you will, for our listeners in both New Mexico and Colorado. How did this all come about, and who initiated the concept of integrating Tool and I believe 9 Inch Nails, which I attended, which is a phenomenal acoustical show?
This started, we came across an acoustic Tool album a couple of years ago, and Jason and I said that, we really needed to put this project together, and it took about a year and a half, almost 2 years to get all the right people together, and it's a logistical nightmare to get 8 people together who are all performing
it is a
musicians
nightmare,
in other
yeah,
bands,
it is.
right?
Yeah.
So we got our one day a week that we dedicate, our rehearsal time to, and we've just been going at it for about almost a year now, right? We had our first gig. Yeah, almost a year.
Well, I've witnessed, along with Mr. Bob Herrera, the guru engineer here at KCRT, some of your rehearsals are just phenomenal, and how you integrate everything together is just phenomenal. TJ, tell us why you love TrinAcoustic.
It's kind of like I get to hang out with all my friends, obviously, and play some really good music for all you nice people, you know what I'm saying?
And you're good at what you do. Kevin, why do you love TrinAcoustic and some of the performances? Because when you went to Walsenburg, sold-out show, you came back to Trinidad that Saturday night and sold out another show, and now I'm sure you're going to sell out the Friday, well, that's for the Trinidad State students, but for all of the patrons in southern Colorado and New Mexico, and hopefully in the valley up in Alamosa and Pueblo. What do you think about this band? I mean, this is so unique. My cousin and I were talking about it yesterday, and we were saying this is just genius. And hopefully, maybe Colorado Springs, Denver, you can showcase your talent everywhere. Kevin, what do you think?
Well, I'm a huge fan of Tool, and JC reached out to me about joining this project, and I was very excited. But I played with these guys before, and I have to have people that I get along with too.
Tell us about your unique instrument that you play.
I play the melodica.
Yes.
It's pretty much a mini piano that you blow into, so it's all powered through wind, and it sounds like a harmonica.
It sure does, and it is so cool. Jace, the guitar virtuoso, tell us a little bit about yourself, and tell us why you chose this just phenomenal acoustic show.
Yeah, so I'm a student here at Trinidad State College with the theater tech program that we've got going on, running lights and sound, which is why we're super happy to be in the building that we are, given that I got to be in the background helping to set things up and things of that sort. Tool's been a very large part of my life growing up. It was my first 3 concerts that I went to, right? And so that music has been a very large influence on my play style as a musician. And so to be able to emulate that in another form and try and learn from what they have done and things of that sort, it's really a fun experience for me.
Well, you and your dad's craftsmanship, being able to do the sound tech and to be able to EQ everything is just, you guys are just great at what you do. Now, every member of Tool, or every member of TrinAcoustic, I should say, is a seasoned musician. How has that helped you, JC, in rehearsing and learning new material?
Well, I mean, it's for me, it's something I've been listening to since they came out in 1993. So it's been ingrained in my head. And like Jace was saying, it was his first concert when he was 9 or 8 years old, I think. And it's just been, it's been in my listening catalog forever. So, you just don't even have to, even with all the odd time signatures and everything that are involved with Tool, it's like you get to the point where you don't even have to count it out anymore because you just feel the riff because you've been listening to it for so long.
So what sets you apart from other acoustical artists and musicians? Who wants to answer that?
I'm going to say the genre of music that we play is probably more than anything, because there's a lot of people that come to our shows, especially in the older demographic, who have no idea who Tool even is. But then they sit down and they listen to it and they're just dumbfounded. They're just like, this is amazing. But they don't even really know what they're listening to, because it's sometimes the lyrical content can be a little questionable. And, but all in all, people they enjoy it, all ages,
Genius sound writers from both Tool and Nine Inch Nails. JC, whoever else wants to answer this, what else besides great music can people expect from TrinAcoustic on Friday and Saturday?
Yeah, so as a part of the theater department at Trinidad State College, I had the opportunity to be in the background to create a lighting show for this event. In terms of our tech crew that we will have full lights, we will have full visuals. Costumes are something that obviously that fall within the guidelines are welcome to this event. We're trying to make it as much of a fun event that people want to go to and experience rather than people to go to and watch.
JC, tell us about Masari's new sound system, because they took over a complete overhaul and renovation recently. So tell our listeners in both New Mexico and Colorado.
They put, I'm going to say, close to $400,000 in the renovation of this theater.
Wow.
With all new light system, all new sound system. It's one of the best venues in town. And they have not had a musical act there. We found out today they haven't had a musical act there since 2019. So if you've never been to the Masari Theater or you've never seen a play there or anything like that, this is a perfect opportunity to come out and see exactly what Trinidad State College has to offer.
And the acoustics there, like you said, with a new sound system is pretty quintessential to all of our listening ears. TJ, how long have you been playing now? Tell us about you, because you're a fantastic musician as well.
I've been playing for about since I was 15, so yeah.
So you like the classic rock and the power surge music. You grew up with Iron Maiden and some of the powerhouse bands.
Like a lot of 70s
and Slash
bands.
And, My Chemical Romance and Suicidal Tendencies and bands like that. So, I mean, you got to remember that a lot of these artists put their blood, sweat, and tears, and it took them a long time to actually get to where they are. Now, you guys, I think, can take your show to a different level, to different cities, because this is very unique. And everybody that I've talked to that has been to a TrinAcoustic performance is just like, wow. It is so different, but it is so great.
We agree.
Yeah,
Totally. Okay, so we did Nine Inch Nails. You guys did Nine Inch Nails. You did Tool. Now, what's on the drawing board? Any other artists that you may want to do a tribute to? Because I'm sure they would just love for you to do a tribute of their band.
Yeah, well, we've just been exploring Tool right now because they're, the 6-album catalog.
Mm-hmm. They got a lot of material.
We're trying to blow through that and figure out everything that works for us. I've tossed out some Soundgarden in the past.
I think you mentioned that to me one night.
Maybe a little Alice in Chains.
There you go.
Right now, we're just kind of focusing on getting all the Tool stuff out of the way and learning what we can learn, and then just seeing where we go.
I was just thinking, Man in the Box would be really cool acoustically. That would be great. Yeah, Man in the Box. Yeah. But I'm here, if you're just joining us on this edition of FYI, I'm here with JC and Jace Pico, and I'm also here with Kevin and TJ, and they're sharing the interview here with all our listeners in both states about the upcoming this Saturday night in Trinidad, Colorado. Doors open at 7 at the Masari Performing Arts Center. The show starts at 8. You can get your tickets, JC, at...
You can go to TrinAcoustic.com, or you can go down to the Well Hotel Tap Room on Main Street and get tickets there. We also wanted to mention that after the show on Saturday, we're going to be having an after party at the Well.
Nice.
With DJ Symmetrics is going to be there.
Very nice.
Costume contest. We've got a lot of prize packages that we put together for this, so we're just going to move the party from the Trinidad State College Masari Theater down to Main Street and just keep it going until the end of the night.
Point A to point B. For our college listeners that are tuning in right now, what would you like to share with them, JC?
Yeah, Friday night, the 27th, is a free show for college students. I believe the show starts, we're hoping around 8 o'clock, but we're going to go for right after the volleyball game, hoping that they win, so it takes a little bit longer to get there. But and then if you're not able to make the show on Friday night as a student, if you want to come Saturday night, bring your student ID. Bring your student ID, and we'll give you a discounted ticket price.
Now, will they have to show their ID on Friday night? Because some people may want to just come in and just...
No, I think the college is handling the logistics of all that. But for Saturday night, you want to come again, bring your ID, and like I said, you'll get a cheaper ticket.
Last thoughts? We're going to start with Jace. Last thoughts on this weekend's performance.
Oh, yeah, we're super excited. This week is really crunch time for us. Putting everything together, making sure all of our rehearsals are good, making sure everything's buttoned up. So that's always a fun process, to be able to sit down on Friday, know everything's going to run smooth, and have a great show.
Jace, thank you. Kevin?
It's going to be a good time, so I hope you guys come out and watch us and enjoy the show.
TJ?
Yeah, we're on the same note. Like, yeah, come out, have a good time, and enjoy our show.
All right, and JC, last but not least.
I'm going to agree. If you haven't seen us yet, please come do next year. Excuse me. Next year we plan on doing a little more traveling out of town. So we're going to be playing Trinidad less and less. But it's a perfect opportunity to come to a venue that you've probably never been to before, that's been completely remodeled. We have a bunch of new songs that we're throwing out there. And like Jace said, great lights, great visuals, great sound. It's definitely not a show to be missed.
I was at the performance this past weekend with Jackie Gibson and Wilson McKee. You may corroborate with Jackie possibly in the future. I know, I'm sorry, I don't keep secrets, but it's a possibility that she could open for you guys.
It is. We have a date, a TrinAcoustic show in February. It hasn't been finalized yet. They haven't released a date, but we do have another Trinidad show coming up the early part of February for Winterfest. And we're hoping that everybody comes to that show as well. But definitely Jackie Gibson is definitely one to see if you haven't seen her before. We're hoping to have her on the bill at more than just one show.
Oh, man, I'll tell you. JC, TJ, Kevin, Jace, God bless all of you. Love the music. Love TrinAcoustic. I'm sure everybody that has listened to TrinAcoustic can venture and can actually say the same thing. Looking forward to this weekend, and have a great rest of your week, guys.
We appreciate it. Thanks for having us.
Thanks. Perfect.